Hello my loves and welcome back to my channel. Today's video, we're going to be talking about how to become magnetic and attract anything that you've ever desired. So let's go ahead and dive right in. So if you want to be in the state where everything just seems to come to you and you don't even have to do anything and you're attracting people, you're attracting the circumstances that you want, you're attracting abundance and health and wealth and all of the good things, you can actually do this, and it all comes down to your energetic state. If you think about a magnet, does it ever chase to attract? No. It is an energy that it emits where things just want to come to it. It attracts what it desires. So if you want to start attracting all the things that you desire, step one is to stop chasing those things. A magnet does not chase. And in order to have your energy become a magnet to what you want, it's about focusing on how you feel internally, creating the internal state where things actually desire to come to you. It's an internal thing. Imagine all the things that you're attracted to in your life. You're attracted to them because of the energy that they emit, which makes you feel like you want to chase it. It makes you feel like, oh, I want to be surrounded by that energy. I want to be surrounded by that thing more because of how it makes me feel. You actually have the power to create that internal state within yourself where things will want to be surrounded by you. Things will want to come to you because of the energy in which of who you are. So in order to do this, think about all the things that you are so attracted to and why you're attracted to those things. How do they make you feel? Are you attracted to certain things because they exude this sense of confidence? They exude this sense of being whole and fulfilled, and it makes you just want to be around that because it makes you feel more whole and fulfilled? Well, then your secret is becoming more whole and fulfilled yourself, focusing on your energy. Focusing on how can I make myself exude the love and romance that I seek? How can I make myself exude the feeling of abundance and luxury and wealth and passion and inspiration and magic? How can I work on my energy to make myself feel that way? And a key secret here is realizing that you don't need anything external to make you feel that way. A lot of us are stuck in this energy of chasing things in our life because we think, oh, once I have that money, once I have that outfit, once I have that guy, once I have that job, it will now then make me feel the way that I want to feel. But the thing is your feeling and your internal state is not actually tied to anything external. Your internal state is actually up to you. And I'm sure you've all had the experience before where you've had just an experience in life where you woke up one morning and you just felt so good and you didn't even know why. Nothing was tied to it. There was no reason for that feeling, but you just felt that way. And that's because all of your emotions and all of your internal state doesn't actually rely on anything external for that internal state to be created. You're in the controller's seat of that. You can evoke an internal state just by imagining good things, by being grateful for what you already have, counting the blessings that are already in your life. All of these things shift your internal state. If you think about something that makes you happy and you feel the emotions of the happiness that that thing brings you, you will all of a sudden feel those emotions, even though that thing isn't really there. So if you can start working on yourself and your internal state, and you can start feeling those emotions of fulfillment, of wealth, of abundance, of love, of romance, inspiration, magic, all the things that you desire to attract in your life, if you can start evoking those feelings in yourself now, you are going to become magnetic. Because now all of those things want you. And there's also an affirmation that you can say, and this is a very popular affirmation: everything I desire also desires me. Everything I desire also desires me. That affirmation is so powerful in shifting your energy and shifting your state. And the more often that you say that, and the more often that you can actually evoke that feeling of your desires also desiring you, you are now going to shift your energy and you're going to become magnetic to your desires. And of course, within manifestation, we do also need to take action, but the action that we take should not be taken from a place of chasing something. Whenever we're chasing something, it implies that it's running away, and it implies that it's far away from us and not with us now. The action that you should take is taking action from a place of already having it, already feeling fulfilled, already feeling like, oh, I'm the luckiest person who always gets what I want and always receives abundance and always feels fulfilled and always feels good. If you instead take action from a place of being fulfilled already, that action is now in alignment with what you want. That is the action that's actually going to work for you. The action that's taken from the place of, I already have what I want. I already feel the love, and I'm taking all my action from the place of feeling so much love. I'm taking action from the place of feeling like I am romancing my life. When you take action from that place, you create more of that thing. Rather than if you take action from the place of, oh, I'm trying to create a romantic life. Oh, I'm trying to chase inspiration. If you've ever noticed, anytime that you've tried to chase inspiration, anytime that you've ever tried to chase love, it doesn't seem to come back. And that's because we're chasing it. Instead, we need to be it. And right when you are it, you become a magnet for it. And boundaries are also super important. If you want to attract more to you and magnetize, have a magnetic personality, any magnetic person also has boundaries. They have boundaries on what they magnetize to them because they don't want to magnetize people who are going to steal their energy, people are going to take advantage of them, people who are not going to reflect back what they put out and what they give. So if you are currently stuck with people in your life where you just seem to give, and they take, and give you just breadcrumbs in return, if we're not creating boundaries in our life and cutting those people away, or at least, communicating those boundaries and giving them an opportunity to shift or change, and then if they don't, it's like, okay, well, I'm going to uphold the boundary and you're no longer in my life. If we don't have boundaries, the things that you're going to magnetize to you is going to be more of those things that we might not actually want because we're not creating a boundary of what we're magnetizing to us. You don't want to be magnetic to the things that make you feel negative. Therefore, you need to have boundaries. You need to clearly communicate those boundaries and uphold those boundaries if they are crossed and not met. So, in order to become magnetic and in order to attract your desires, we need to also have boundaries to the things that are not matching our desires, rather than feeling like, oh, maybe I can change it. Maybe it'll eventually shift and change. It's not going to eventually shift and change unless you change the boundary. Then you have that ability to weed out the things that are not upholding and living up to what you deserve and what you desire, and then you can have a clear pathway for the things that are in alignment with what you want to now come into your life. The next thing is self-assuredness and knowing who you are and being confident in who you are. So knowing who you are is so important, and loving and accepting who you are rather than seeking external validation. So this is a huge aspect in becoming magnetic and attracting your desires, because if we're constantly still seeking validation, we don't have the self-love and self-worth that makes us naturally magnetic. We are still in the energy of chasing. Anytime that we chase compliments or we are seeking external validation by constantly asking other people, what do you think about this? What do you think about me? Should I say yes to this? Should I pursue this? What should I do about this situation? If we're constantly seeking external validation because we can't seem to make our own decisions and we don't know ourselves enough and we don't trust ourselves enough, then we are also losing our magnetism because we are stuck in this energy of chasing and seeking and not feeling whole. So first off, it's about knowing yourself, trusting yourself, and trusting yourself comes from a place of knowing yourself, knowing who you are, knowing what you like, knowing what you love, knowing what you don't like, knowing all of who you are is going to help you trust yourself, knowing that it's okay if I make a mistake, I can live with that because I'm also confident enough in my power to learn from my mistakes, to make changes in my life because of what I learn from my mistakes. Mistakes are inevitable. They are an inevitable part of life. So trust yourself. Trust that you know how to navigate those things because you know yourself. You know what you want. Therefore, you're not afraid of making a mistake because it's only going to help you learn more about where it is that you need to go in life. And there's only two outcomes that can ever happen whenever we're trying to achieve something in our life. Anytime that you try to achieve something, there's two outcomes that can happen. You either get the outcome and you're happy with it and you're like, ooh, I got it. Or the other thing that can happen is we get the lesson that we needed in order to help us get what we want. Those are the only two outcomes that can happen. But let's say that we receive the lesson. There's now two outcomes that we can do with that lesson. Either we don't see it as a lesson and we see it that life is against us and we can continue the pattern of perpetuating the lesson, or we give up on the desire altogether and we stop pursuing it because we think, oh, that was a sign that, I can't manifest it because all these crappy things just keep happening. Those two things can happen when we receive a lesson. Or there's actually a third way that we can navigate a lesson, is realizing that it's a lesson and learning from it, getting the information that we need, and now we have the information to take a step closer to that desire, to move towards that desire and continue pursuing it and continue building it in our life. But we're not doing it from a place of chasing, we're doing it from a place of confidence, from a place of, I will achieve this because I know I'm worthy of it. And I know that that desire wants me to. And then our last one is embodying emotions that make you feel good. This is like positivity, optimism, happiness, joy, love, all of those things. When you can exude that energy, you will naturally become magnetic. If you're holding the energy of constantly looking at the things that have gone wrong in your life, looking at life from a pessimistic view of things never work out for me and why bother pursuing it because it's not going to work out anyway, and all these different stories and thoughts that we can tell ourselves, if we live life from that more negative state, we are not magnetic. We actually lose our magnetism. We become more heavy and more dense. However, when we can shift ourselves by focusing on gratitude, focusing on positivity, focusing on optimism, like, yeah, I'm gonna make this thing work. No matter what challenge that comes my way, no matter what thing that comes my way, I'm just gonna learn from it. I'm gonna grow from it, and I'm gonna continue rising up because I'm worthy of it. And I know I can achieve it. That type of self-confidence, that type of self-knowing, that self-assuredness, that self-trust, that makes you magnetic. Having the optimism of knowing that you can navigate anything that comes your way, you will become magnetic. And this is how you start attracting your desires effortlessly, because you are naturally magnetic. You naturally approach obstacles and challenges from the perspective of, oh, this is helping uplift me. This is literally helping me grow. This is the lesson that I need. And the wisdom that I'm going to gain from this challenge is only going to help me rise higher and achieve more and get closer to my vision and my goal. All of that energy, you are now magnetic. Knowing that your desire also wants you because you're worthy of it, and it's only ever going to amplify you and amplify what you can offer to the world. When you're in that state, your desires, they're going to come to you naturally. They're going to be magnetized to you. This is how you become the ultimate attractor in your life. This is how you become the ultimate manifester in your life. So thank you so much for joining me here for today's video. If you have any other different suggestions for how to become magnetic and create a magnetic energy, please drop them down below in the comment box for anyone else to read, and for all of us just to create a very high vibe energy right here in this video to help uplift others, inspire others, and all that jazz. So again, thank you again for joining me here for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it, and until next time, bye.